Nerdrotic.com.
Welcome, travelers, to the fringes of reality, where the strange and mysterious meet, and the thin veil between fact and fiction is torn. Welcome to the Forbidden Frontier.
From the home of the Alamo in the great free state of Texas, from Sweden, which gave us IKEA and cool meatballs, from the future 51st state of America, Canada. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning. This program blankets all the time zones across this great planet of ours. This is the Forbidden Frontier. What's up, motherfuckers?
I love that.
I stole it from Art.
That's
Stole it from Art. Thank you. Thank you. I worked on that right before the show. The meatballs are good. Okay. The meatballs,
really are.
like the only reason to go to IKEA is the meatballs. Furniture's shit.
Oh man, but real Swedish meatballs blow those away.
Oh, totally.
I gotta tell you,
They are
man,
one of the greatest foods ever invented.
they're so good.
They're right up there with carne asada burritos.
Yeah, I
right
believe
up
that.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
true. Yeah.
I want to try them now.
Garrett is on assignment working on my next video. Starting
I
at
blame Zorbu.
He got
blame-
scared of the new
He's
homos.
getting probed. Okay, that's it. He's actually getting probed.
He's
But
doing
Garrett-
research on the new homos.
on the new homo. We'll see how long YouTube allows that title. Hail Rumble.
Dark dive.
Thank you, Rumble. Hey, it's factual. It's factual. See what they're supposed to do, because I've talked to the peeps at YouTube. So if something like that is in the title and we provide the context, well, these are new homos. Okay,
Yes,
they are new homos. opposed to the
legitimately
old
new
homos.
homos.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, personally, I prefer 80s gay. It was much more fun. But this is a new homo.
Juliensis.
Juliensis.
No, it's not a sapien. It's
not a
Homo
sapien.
Juliensis. Or hold on.
Juliensis.
Julu. I don't know. It's Juluensis.
Yeah, new homo. That's why we stuck with new homo. Okay? We can't pronounce it.
Juliensis.
It's the new homo
Juliensis.
J. Got
Yes.
it.
And we're also going
Careful.
to
What do you mean? No, it's Jul.
AU.
Stop it.
God, fucking bigots.
What do you mean? Be careful.
Why start now? Why start now?
Yeah.
Why bother at this point? But we also are going to discuss Nick Pope just did a documentary for Amazon, and it's very informational. It's just Nick shooting it to you straight. And I think I think it's really good because it breaks down the nuance of disclosure, which we were talking about last week. It really does, it's very gray. It's not gay, chat, gray. It's very gray of what's going on. And I think it's worth talking about for sure.
I think he did a great job of
Yes.
taking the current state of disclosure and explaining it. It's a very good
in layman terms, because
yes.
he said
If
big
someone
words.
wants to understand the current state of disclosure, that's the perfect thing to give them. Here, watch this. It'll give you a lot of what's going on right now currently. It's
Yeah.
I'm glad he did it on his own, because Nick probably does. Well, I mean, his wife or girlfriend, we'll just say wife, based. Basically, she's an academic who wrote a book about woke academia. And if you hear him talk, like he gave the best presentation at Contact in the Desert 2 years ago. I have that. I'm supposed to provide it to Adam, and I will very soon. I have that, and I want to
all I
provide it
hear.
to you guys somehow too. It might be on YouTube. I'm not supposed to, but I paid for it. So what the hell? But I'm glad he's the one to do it because he politically, I mean, I don't know, like I don't think he's uber right. I think he's just common sense. He's a very common sense dude, and I want to hear that without James Clapper and all that other shit. So he kind of explains all that really well, and we'll get into it. And there's also Jacques Valle. Valle was on Joe Rogan
rounds.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Adam and I want to talk about remote viewing. That was kind of the meat of that one. I found Jacques. He's great. His books are he's an OG. He's one of the greatest UFO investigators of all time. But he was
Mike just interviewed him, our guest from last week, which was great.
Yeah. And that was a great one. I think actually I think the Micah interview is a little better because Mike he knows what to ask him. Right. Great. Joe's great, but that's the first time I think he talked to Jacques Valle. And I'm not going to say he was evasive. I'm going to say like he goes on tangents. No, I have no room to talk, by the way, but he goes on tangents, just meander. It's like Trump. He'll go on these little side quests, right, and then bring it home. But you got to go through a lot of
journey.
3. You got to hunt the goat for 2 hours.
Oh my God.
Back.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay. Nobody had to hunt the goat nobody had to look for the goat for 2 hours. Just me.
No, it was really just you. This is Witcher 3 lore when he played. It's the bell. The bell thing. Yeah.
Okay.
I think it took most people like between 10 to 15 minutes.
It took me 2 hours, 2 full hours. Wow. And I kept lighting Roach on fire. Wearing my Witcher shirt.
Yeah, he kept on doing the. Is it Igni?
It's called providing context. You're right, and like, and you're not wrong, and it was necessary context, but it's a lot. It's just a lot to take in. But that's why Joe Rogan. That's why we want these long form interviews. Oh, that's good coffee. Oh, I just dripped it in my eye. That's awesome. Hey, let's do a sponsor.
How did you do that?
That is talent, actually.
It somehow made it through the little lip in my cup and like shot me in the eye.
Around your glasses somehow.
Maybe
talent.
Use remote viewing.
Maybe. Hey, what's our sponsor? We got a sponsor for this.
We do. We have Field of Greens.
Of Greens. Brick house. It's a brick house. Nutrition. There we go. The Dems spent years forcing mandates and dictating how we manage our health. By the way, New York Times just came out and said COVID was bullshit and they were misled. Wow. Get fucked, New York Times. Sorry, this is an ad read. I'll start over. The Dems spent years forcing mandates and dictating how we manage our health. Now we're pushing back when as we try to take control of it for ourselves. Now they're pushing back as we try to take control of it for ourselves. That's why I'm reclaiming my own health with Field of Greens. Field of Greens is good, by the way. We got wild berry. We have original, which I actually like. I like the original. That's my jam. We have strawberry lemonade, that cool, refreshing drink, and lemon lime. And this stuff is actually good. I actually use it. Americans' confidence in health has hit a 24-year low. Yeah, that's yes, there's a new administration and change is on the horizon, but change takes time and your health can't wait. That's why I'm taking control of my own health with Field of Greens. We all know eating healthy is key to staying healthy, but life gets busy. And sticking to a perfect diet isn't always realistic. Field of Greens makes it easy. It's whole fruits and vegetables. That's it. And we could all use a little more of that. Yeah, we could. Just one drink, and I've got my healthy head start of the day. Every fruit and vegetable and Field of Greens is doctor selected for specific health benefits. There's a heart health group, lungs, kidney, and metabolism groups, even healthy weight group. And Field of Greens promises at your next checkup, your doctor will notice your improving health or your money back. I've got a 20% discount to get you started, go to fieldofgreens.com and use code Nerdrotic. That's fieldofgreens.com, code Nerdrotic for 20% off. Thank you very much, Field of Greens and Rumble.
Wee.
Yeah. What do you want to start with? I don't think we should start. I think that we should do the new Homos later. I think.
I think we should do remote viewing.
Okay.
I feel like we talked about aliens a lot those last few weeks.
All right. Well, remote viewing. I'm going to forget all the names. I should have prepared for this because there is a lot of names. God, chat. Who was the Major Ed Dames? Was that the one that came on Art all the time? Dr. Doom. They called him Dr. Doom because he always came on and predicted the end of the world. I always hated this guy. I couldn't stand him. And I liked almost every guest on Art Bell, but when this guy came on, I couldn't stand him. I always thought he was kind of a fraud. And that's what I thought what remote viewing was. And then I went more down the rabbit hole and found out it was a study done in Stanford, and it was legit, and it was actually backed by the government, and there's records. Not Robert Downey Jr., Major Ed Dames, something like that. Doesn't matter. He was. I found the guy to be a complete asshole. But the other people they talked to, it's really interesting. Now, I've always felt like we have, we do. We're empathetic creatures, and whether we know how to turn it on or not, especially if you're like you've been married for 20 years or brother sister, you can feel like when they're Mike Zero. That was it. You could sense like if they're feeling distressed. You can feel the stress in the air. I just think it's there. I as far as like the strength of ESP or anything, I think that varies, and I think very few people have it, but I think it's there. And remote viewing was the government's attempt to get Russian secrets, tap into it, and use it for surveillance, and then also to go further than that and see if there's other civilizations out there. And there's Ingo Swann for sure. And there was the other guy, I forgot his name. But both of those were the most famous ones. And a lot of people still think they're frauds, but this was like something that was done for a long time by the government. And I still think it's done. If it works, they're still doing it, Adam. They're still doing it if it works. So what are your thoughts on remote
But that's
viewing?
the thing. If it works, right? I'm very much a logical based person. I need to see it to believe it. I need to have evidence. That's why I'm, I don't know. I think about the UFO stuff, and it's all about words. He said, she said, whatever stuff. So like remote viewing is that same kind of thing. Like, how would you prove it? How does someone prove it? And I hear stories of people who have accurately read things that were written on a piece of paper that was in a freaking base on the other side of the planet, which is cool if it's real. But I don't know if it's real or not. I don't know if I can trust the stories that I'm told about the stuff that's happening. I want to believe it. I want to believe that humans have the ability to use more of their brain. Like the saying, we use 10% of our brain. What if we use 50%? What if we're able to use more? Is it the pineal gland? Is it calcified? Do we actually have abilities that everyone can tap into if it wasn't calcified, right? It's like things we've heard for a long time. I don't know.
I don't know either. I want to believe it. And this is where I'm like full on believer of UFOs. Think we have aliens. I think we have ships. I think we're reverse engineering technology. Absolutely fucking. And that's based on reading a shit ton of books about it, watching a shit ton of documentaries. And I think about 2% of that stuff is true. That's enough. That's enough. With when it comes to psychic stuff and
mediums too.
I don't believe. I think mediums are full of shit. I think they're charlatans, but I do think people possess. Listen, people have gotten in car accidents, and this is not bullshit. They've come out of it speaking a different language. They've come out of it being able to play fucking instruments and stuff. So there's stuff locked in our brain That's either it's either I forgot what it was called, the Akashic record, or it's all in there anyway, and they just
Like
we just found a way. It's in the DNA. It's in the hard drive, right? It's like it's there, and we can just and we don't have access to it for some reason, and maybe it's like frequencies. I don't fucking know, but I definitely
thing is also very interesting. My wife works at a theater, or kind of like a stage, and there was this medium that was on, and she was working and listened to him talking to the crowd. And she's the same way as me. Like, she is a skeptic, and was listening to some of the things that he was saying that were very, very specific. And people were like freaking out in the crowd. And I've since listened to some of his stories. Like, he's got a YouTube channel where you can go and listen. And I'm trying to debunk him. You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to figure out how that could be true. Did he plant somebody, but he's gone to like hundreds of cities to, and done it to hundreds of people. So it's like, how, would he have a plant for, you know, 20 plants for every single event that he does, and they're all different for 15 years? This guy's been doing it. It's like, that's a lot of people.
That's a lot of NDAs, man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, this guy's been going for a long time. He's in his 50s, and he's a well-known medium in Europe. And I'm like, I mean,
if it does exist,
I don't
Adam,
I don't know how to do it.
Let's just, I think some people are really fucking good, and like, you can get good at reading people. Now, I don't know about like breaking down like specifics, but you can read a personality pretty easily.
Right.
I agree with that.
The specifics are weird, though. The
like,
amount
it's like
of specific
uncle's like a relic of his that you never talked about publicly, and you're like, how do you what know about that?
That's crazy.
There's some weird things.
So I think if it exists, it's exceedingly rare. And that's been the case, and they've been able to find
1%. Like, it's like, if 1% is true, that's a lot.
Well,
you know what I mean?
It absolutely, and they claim they can teach remote viewing. That is something that many have claimed.
I don't know how.
And not all remote there's good remote viewers, but they're not always perfect. And Ingo Swann gets like way out there, but there was another guy who was just straight up government doing, found and that's what Jacques Valle was talking about. The guy found a crashed Russian craft, not a UFO, a craft in the middle of the fucking jungle. He witnessed them making a massive submarine in a hangar, and they thought he was full of shit. He's like, they're full of shit. Why would you make a submarine in a hangar? Why wouldn't you put it near but they were, so how do you know this stuff? We don't know. We don't know. We can go into the Black Pyramid stuff with the remote viewing. The Great Y-Files has talked about this too. I'd love to believe that shit. Absolutely love to believe that shit. But I think it's possible. What started making believe it a little more, Adam, is like legit people talking about it, not just like kooks,
Yeah.
And people with like security clearances and stuff like that. So, I mean, I guess the response from the chat would be, they're just fucking lying. It's like, well, why'd you lie about that? Why would that be misinformation? Like, we all know the government did like LSD experiments. Charles Manson, MK Ultra. We all know they did that. And they all, they would love to, I think they've tried very hard to have super soldiers, sleeper soldiers, assassins. Hey, didn't a 20-year-old kid who had no social media presence whatsoever, the only 20-year-old kid on earth to not have any social media, had his fucking house scrubbed completely?
Right.
Try to kill the president?
Nearly killed it.
Nearly
actually shot him in the head.
Yep.
That's true.
I mean, like, even stuff I was questioning, I don't question as much now, especially over the last 4 years, when the deep state has exposed itself and we're seeing just these lies being told. And now you go, you know what? All like, the X-Files is a documentary at this point. It's a fucking documentary at this point. But back to remote viewing, Adam, The way I could believe it is the way they describe it is it's not exact. Like they are not hitting every time. It's really vague. And if and I guess what we haven't heard a lot, and I had to go search for this, is like describe to me what remote viewing is. Like, what's the actual experience like? What do you do? And they have like a pad of paper in some case. It's different for everybody, but the case I learned is the guy's just sitting in a fucking empty room with a pad of paper, and he's given coordinates, right? So when he closes his eyes, he doesn't go into like a trance state or anything, but he does like he starts what he described he started seeing is waves, right? And then trees, like the silhouette of trees, and then that started clearing up, and it's like you're looking through a spyglass that's blurry, like a fog, and it like sometimes clears up and you can get like little pieces of information, but it requires this balance of opening your mind but concentrating. Like don't lose the, like once you capture that, like that image, you have to like try to focus on it without becoming too conscious.
Like meditation.
Yeah.
Magic guy.
Yeah.
Art, where you have to like relax your eyes, but
yes,
on
exactly.
Right.
Which I never could do, dude. Never.
Well, that just makes it seems like that's leaving it up for them to have a scapegoat if they get it wrong. It's like they get lucky enough, then, they get known as a good remote viewer, but are they just getting lucky? Right? It makes me think of there's this guy is a geoguesser, his name's Rainbolt. The guy can see a picture and like knows anywhere it is on the planet, right? But that means he's that good at knowing the geography of all the different places on the planet. So if someone gives him coordinates, he could probably
that's a talent you'd want to use. Like,
right,
whether it's
but he
remote
could probably
viewing or not.
describe that area, like, oh, this is what I'm seeing.
It's like the autistic guys who can tell you what the weather was on a Tuesday in 1964. Yeah, totally.
Right, exactly.
Totally. But that's still like, oh my God, that'd be brilliant if we had that talent.
Well, it would seem superhuman, right? It seems like magic if you can't explain it. But if for a savant that's what their brain tick is and they know all about that, then it's nothing to them.
At the sacrifice of other things, but that there are people who exist who could tell you exactly what the weather was on a specific day of their lives.
Right.
There's people who remember their birth. I think that's the craziest thing I've ever fucking heard.
I'd find that hard to believe. Like Terrence Howard said that. Like he remembered.
I don't know if Terrence Howard did.
And I'm like, bro, I don't know.
But
I mean,
like
his brain seems to be on another level.
That guy who recalled the weather, like recalled exact temperature, not like, it's kind of like slightly, like broke down the details like he was a weatherman on that day. Like,
how do you know what the temperature is? Like, how do you know what it is? Like right now, it feels like, it's
warm or hot.
71 degrees in my house right now. Exactly.
I don't know. I don't fucking know. It's weird. There's rare instances of that, and just look up some savants and stuff. Look, children, like little children who can play Beethoven.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's fucking crazy. That is crazy. So I think that stuff is there, or we have access to it. I totally believe in the third eye, chat, because I've dropped a lot of acid, and it's like going behind a veil and observing life from the outside. That's what it is. But if you're frying with somebody, it was called frying back in the day, then they're with you on that ride. They're with you on that ride. So you are both passengers behind the veil observing life from the outside. Now you're really still there, and all the other people are thinking you're acting really fucking weird. But my perception was, look at these silly humans, doing their like. But it was funny. It was all fun, and it made you appreciate life. It also made you appreciate like little things. You saw the complexity of life, and it's like a good acid trip. It's all love. A bad one is horrible, and you're screaming. But
to me, it felt more like reinstalling the childlike wonder for every single thing that you're experiencing.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So whether that be a nightmare or, watching the trees flow in the wind, it's all this, it's new again. Like it's like you're seeing it for the first time.
Seeing it for the first time.
Wow. You know what I mean?
Just the beauty of life and nature. And it's like it's not, I mean, like acids. I wouldn't take it. I can't recommend people take it, because if the wrong person takes it, it
No
goes
comment.
horribly wrong. Yeah. Plus, if I was on Rumble, I'd say, I'd say like maybe once, make sure you're in a comfortable place with your friends. It's
Cool
very
people.
illegal. It's very illegal. Maybe shrooms.
Very illegal.
Yeah, you won't get in much trouble for shrooms, but acid.
Well, you know what I would say? I would say that I say this about pretty much everything that is.
But I'm not on Rumble, so sorry, I got to follow that. But I'm not on Rumble just alone, so I can't say that.
If I was on Rumble, just on Rumble, I would say
just on Rumble
that you should always make sure that you are personally in a good state of mind.
Yes, 100%.
To do anything, even like drinking alcohol, like whatever it is. Make sure you are in a good state of mind, because if you're not, it's only going to amplify the negative place that you already are in.
100%. So that
you got to know yourself.
That proves you've taken it.
Yes.
I just want to say.
I may or may not can confirm.
Oh, I've totally fucking dropped a bunch of.
I wonder.
I have. I actually have. Of course I have.
Has anyone ever done ayahuasca before, and like the similarities between them?
But I would. But I would.
We were with somebody,
because that's DMT and that's different, right?
Yeah,
totally. Well, acid's different from shrooms. It's a very different experience. A lot of people get it mixed up.
Oh yeah,
very
I don't
different
like
experience.
shrooms. Compared to acid,
I like some, and I didn't like others. Mescaline, no.
Never tried that.
Woo!
I don't even know what that is.
That's an interesting response. Okay.
Oh wow!
I've tried salvia. It was that was. Have you ever done that? Salvia?
No.
Wow. That was the most wild trip that I've ever taken, and it only lasts 10 minutes or something.
What?
In and out. I turned into an escalator staircase. My face was the stairs of the escalator, and how they like, a new one would come, and then the new one would come, and I kept trying to escape. And then I was stuck, and I was like trying to like say like help, but I could never get to the words help, because I would get replaced by the next my face that was trying to say. It was actually really freaky.
It sounds like a new anime. Escalator face.
It was very trippy, man. Anyway. That was a long time ago. I forgot about that.
But
actually,
it's through those experiences that I did learn something. Like all the other shit was horrible, but like through those experiences doing psychedelics, it did change my perception on spirituality and how the mind works, right? And what perception is. And it's always stayed with me.
So is that just drug induced though? Because you're basically saying these drugs are allowing you to see into a different reality.
Okay, good question.
But is that a different reality, or is it just the way that you're perceiving the world because of the drugs? You know what I'm saying?
Like
what
accessing a different
is it a different reality, or is it just
I've given this way more thought than I should have, especially when I was on these, because I was thinking about like me and my old friend JD would just sit down and have philosophical conversations on this stuff. For one, like a acid trip can last for hours. Hours.
7,
yeah.
8.
So we had a lot of time to think of it. And I think it's both. I think it's drug induced, and I think it unlocks something that's there.
I just had a memory lock.
Your perception of it, I think, is very real. Very real.
My mother does like a lot of meditation, and she was on a retreat at the time that my dog passed away. And when my dog passed away, she called me when she left, and she was like, she's not there anymore, right? I'm like, oh my God, what?
She didn't know?
She knew. She knew.
When the dog died. Yeah.
She called.
Oh no, okay. So you hadn't told her.
I hadn't told her. She called and just asked.
That's
and
weird.
I was just like, what? How? And she's like, I had a dream where she came and visited to say bye, and then she was gone. And I was like, what? So very strange. And I no one told her. She just left and called me right away.
I was not going to talk about this publicly. My cat recently just passed away.
R.I.P. Kitty.
and-
Mhm.
thank you. He was awesome, and we don't know why. And that's not why I'm bringing it up. I told you I'm very logic based. I need to explain things for me to accept them. And I was hanging out with my son. My wife was gone. She was visiting a friend. So it was me and my son. He's 6 months now. He was 5 months at the time. And we're just sitting here upstairs in my studio, right? I got his chair here. And he got quiet and just looked at me. And I heard my cat's meow. And it was so distinct that I stood up, walked down to the other edge of the room, looked around for him because my son got quiet. So it was just, and we were just kind of like having a moment, just looking at him, and because I knew it wasn't him because he wasn't moving, he wasn't saying anything, and I heard my cat's meow, and then I'm like, okay, did I just freaking, am I hearing things? Like I freaked out for a little bit because I'm like, okay, this is weird. He's been dead for a couple weeks now.
Yeah, that's
And so this happened about a week ago. 2 nights ago,
shit.
my wife and I was in the kitchen, and my son's room is right next to the kitchen, and that's where his diaper changing station is, right? And whenever my wife would go in there and change him, my cat would always go in, right? And I'm in the kitchen and I'm doing the dishes, or I was cooking something, so I'm like cleaning up, and I kind of like glance over at my fridge, and I see my cat going around the fridge into his room, and I dropped I almost broke some shit because I dropped it. I'm not joking. Like I literally saw. It wasn't like a definitive him, but I saw his colors disappear around the fridge, and I walked over like right away, and I'm like, was that you? Did you just like look into the kitchen or something?" And she was like, "No, why?" And I'm like, I just saw him." And she goes, we had this conversation about like, when are you gonna recognize that there's like a, not like an, I don't know, an afterlife or some sort of spiritual energy that my cat is still here hanging out? Because I heard him. And I don't know if did I tell you guys this about the night before he died? I don't know if I
Mm.
did.
No.
I was sitting in I have a river right here and right next to my house. And my wife and I were sitting in we call it the river room because there's windows overlooking the river. And it was nighttime. And this was the night before he died. All right. We were sitting in that room and we were just talking. My son was sleeping. We were just chilling. And I saw a globe of light zip by my house.
Whoa.
And I'm like, my eyes go wide, and she goes, "Do you see that light?" And I look at her, and I'm like, because she saw it too. I'm like, I must be imagining these things. But she asked me about that light, and I'm like, "You saw that light?" She's like, "Yeah," and I'm like, "What the hell was that?" And I had never seen anything like this, and it was a freaking orb of light, and it was flying
That's
past my
weird.
house,
That's
and
some
it was
Skinwalker shit.
right over the river. Right over my river. She's like, "Was it a reflection?" And it couldn't have been a reflection because we were on the other side of my house than the road. There's no way a car driving by could have reflected light. There is a road, in an access road in the forest, but there's a hill on the other side of my house, or on the other side of the river, that it couldn't have been a light over there. I can't explain it. I couldn't stop thinking about it. I talked about it for like an hour. I'm like, I don't know what the hell is going on. And the next day, we found my cat dead in the river room, in that basically right where I was sitting when I saw that light. And I'm like, this is freaking crazy. And now I've heard him and I've seen him.
That's crazy.
And I'm like, I don't know what the hell is going now. And now we're talking, it's weird because we're talking about this, like, essentially are we able to tap into a different reality or a different dimension? Grush mentions,
yes.
he was leaning very heavily into, well, he was alluding, we keep thinking about out there, like space. But we're not thinking about maybe it's just a different dimension. Maybe it's
we're
right
not
here
solid
this whole
matter.
time.
That's where we can get into the whole
Correct.
are we a
Nothing is
simulation? Yeah, nothing is
Mhm.
solid matter. So, we don't know, like, dark energy is just a theory. We don't know if it actually exists. So that's 90% of the mass of the universe is like this just unknown shit, basically.
Yeah.
So maybe it's other stuff that we can't see taking up the space. Don't know.
Right.
I'm just a
Well,
man who's been kicked out of
and
three
then
high
you think
schools.
about cat ghosts. Seriously, I mean, I can't
Very
explain it.
scary.
I
too.
can't explain it.
I've told you the
I
story
don't
of
understand.
our ghost cat
Yes, in California,
in
right?
California. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Which
right.
I, for the longest time, Melissa and I just thought we were seeing things until we were in the UK, and the two gay boys who were doing the faux plaster on our walls were like, "Hey, like, we're how do we?" I think the question was like, "We need to feed your cat," and
Right.
Melissa's like, "Our cat's not there. We put our cats in the animal hotel." And this is inside the house, so it's not outside the house. And the thing is, the ghost cat looked like my cat, unless it was a doppelganger cat, which would get really weird. But it looked like my cat Ariel at the time. It did. So I would think it was Ariel, and then I'd see the cat downstairs in the laundry room, walk up and go, "Wait a minute, how in the fuck did you just get up here?" And so like that was going on for years. And I told you, in the foundation of the house was built in 1910. So if you go like right outside my very first podcasting office, there's a little cat paw print in the foundation.
Wow.
Yeah. So the ghost cat, Melissa saw it all the time. The kids saw it. It just became part of the family. Just like, ghost cat, whatever. And it was happening so much. And then it ended. It ended like the last 5 years we were at the house. I didn't see anything. Maybe it crossed over, stepped into the light.
Yeah.
But like Adam, the one thing in all of paranormal or whatever we cover that I wouldn't believe unless I've had personal experiences is ghosts. That would be the one I'm like, nope. But I've had
That's where
personal
I'm at.
experiences. Yeah.
Mhm.
And that's right. And you know what's even crazier? About a year and a half ago, my cat was healthy and fine, alive. I saw a cat in my kitchen. Same exact thing. And I didn't think about it, right? I thought in my head, I'm like, that was weird.
Maybe it's the Grim Reaper of cats.
I thought it,
No, no.
or maybe,
Grim Kitty.
no. Maybe time doesn't exist in the other dimensions because it wouldn't, because
not
time
linear.
is relevant to our dimension, right?
our
So
perception,
if
yeah.
there is another dimension, why would time
Why exactly?
exist? So
And
if
if it
my
did,
cat did died and went to that, and he's still hanging around this spot, why wouldn't he been able to appear to me a year and a half ago?
yeah. No, like
You know what I mean?
These are things that are like almost too hard for the human brain to comprehend. Is like,
I'm over here trying to comprehend it.
no.
It's like,
what if
brain
it's
is
what the
turning.
fuck am I seeing?
what if time is not linear, and what if it
Yeah.
it kind of goes in and out? We talked about this. If we want to get really crazy, what if each day we wake up, we are in a different reality? It just feels the same to us, and there's only slight
be.
differences that we don't notice, and
True.
we're just kind of working our way through multiple versions of ourselves till the end, and then we start over again or become one with the
Wow.
great universal internet.
And
Not
every
really sure.
every single
Yeah.
person is going down through their own rabbit hole, or, grapevine of timelines,
Infinite possibilities.
branching, coming back, branching away. Who knows? That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Why does that spaghetti bowl theory come to mind all of a sudden? I don't know. It's all a
Could be.
jumble.
It's all a jumble. It's wibbly wobbly, timey wimey. So I thought the Jacques Valle interview was great, but Mika Hanks did one that's great too. I listened to them both.
I gotta check that one out because I like Hank a lot. He was
Jacques.
great.
You got like Jacques Valle's books are fucking great. Just go work your way through them. That's all I can
Cool.
say. Nick Pope, again, back to Nick. I love Nick Pope. I want to get him on the show.
Sure.
It's hard to get those ancient alien guys on the show though, because I have to like contact agents, and I don't know how to do that.
Yeah.
Well, fucking Dolan just has a book out right now. He's on a book tour. It's like, Dolan, come on,
Yeah. Come on,
come on the show.
please.
We'll pub your book. Talk about USOs. But
I really liked this documentary
I did
as
too.
a baseline to show people Like, hey, you want to know about what's going on with disclosures? Here, watch this. It really does. The one thing that I didn't know that I was actually pleasantly surprised to hear about Grush. He was talking about Grush, and he
Yes.
said Grush has been denied access to his security clearance.
Yes.
And
Yep.
I didn't know that. He's been trying to get it back so he can go to the skiff and give them, but he's not allowed.
But they're
I
stonewalling
had
him.
no
They're
idea.
stonewalling. I didn't know that. I'm
I
like,
thought
all
he was
right,
just, I'll do it
maybe
in
I
the
could give him a
skiff.
little bit of. He's doing this movie now, and I'm like, man, he's getting that money now.
Well,
but
what made me I'm back and forth on Grush, but the fact that they went after him so hard and started to go after
True.
and going after PTSD, you pieces of
so
shit,
fucked up. I know,
fucking pieces of shit. So,
right?
like Luel Zondo and James Clapper is one thing, but what Nick Pope does is break down the nuance and kind of go on both sides. He's like, listen,
True.
this is a big government and there's factions, and there's the believers, there's the non-believers, there's the military industrial complex, there is the fundamentalist Christians who
The
are
religious side of it.
but
That's
he
a new
said
aspect too. I didn't think about.
he said, but they're believers. He's all
True.
technically they're believers.
Inadvertent.
They just think it's something else, you know,
They
but
just
they're
think it's
still
demons.
believers.
Right.
But so you know, and he doesn't really state like what's true, but he does break down how fucking difficult it is when you have it's not just two factions, it's like 10. And they all have their own agendas, and it's buried under the bureaucracy, but like that's deliberate, just to let you know. My good friend Ryan Kinnell, love Ryan. He's not as conspiratorial as I am. He's a pretty nuts and bolts kind of guy. I don't see the world like that. I see I'm very conspiratorial, and I believe that the evil overlords use incompetence, use stupid people. Yes, the government is filled with a bunch of freaking retards, and they use them, and they
That's
use the
under attack right
incompetence.
now.
Yeah,
That is under attack currently by
Yes.
the current administration and the restructuring that the government is
Yep.
basically being forced into, which is glorious,
and
by
that's
the way.
ignorance is a layer of defense. It's plausible
Fact.
deniability.
Yeah.
You know, and they have, it's not like they have one answer for if somebody does go rogue, there's 5, as Chuck Schumer said, 6 ways to Sunday to take you down, our intelligence agencies.
That's
6
crazy
ways to
that
Sunday.
he said that.
But he said that.
Crazy.
That's the arrogance of them. Like fucking Biden going out and saying, yeah, I got some fucking guy fired in Ukraine. You know, like,
told him I was gonna not give him that 1.5 billion.
oh, by the way, you know what that that was
sure enough.
USAID. You know that was USAID money, by the way. That
Of course
whole
it was.
Biden thing that was going to go to they need to get rid of a guy, a politician or a DA or whatever in the Ukraine because it was
a
going after
lawyer.
Burisma. It was a lawyer because going after Burisma, and Joe Biden denied the money until the guy got fired. Guy got fired. So the guy just went on Joe Rogan the other day and all, oh yeah, that was USAID money. That was USAID fucking money. God damn it. Yeah. Motherfuckers.
And Biden and also Pelosi's kid. I mean, there's a bunch of these Democratic I don't know, freaking circle jerks. They all fucking are involved in Burisma and Ukraine and restructuring. Because there's like 2 huge gas fields that were found, natural gas off of the coast.
Yeah,
it's like they just don't have the infrastructure. So Burisma and all these freaking Democrats were poised to basically make
tons of money
set for life, essentially. Yeah.
But
It's
now we're going to get the
crazy when
mineral.
you find out about Ukraine.
We're going to get the mineral rights, which is great. We'll see.
Shit. I mean, if he,
I don't fucking know.
We'll see.
I just know that the rot runs deep, and if we're expecting UFO disclosure, even from Trump, I don't think they'll tell him. I don't think we're going to get it. I think there's bigger things that they see that are bigger problems right now. I personally think the UFO subject's one of the most important stories of the world, but we do need to like get rid of the rot in our government first. I understand that, but we'll see. Still waiting on Epstein list too. And I just think
we're not getting that.
Honestly, I think we should just forget about that shit. It sucks. A bunch of fucking guilty demons are going to be allowed to go free. And they'll just have to deal with judgment when they croak. Hopefully
Yeah.
horribly. Hopefully
It's a damn
horribly.
shame.
Yeah.
Oh
But
yeah, they're gonna burn it now.
I'd love to see it, but I think that time has passed. I think all documents have been destroyed. I don't think we're going to find out shit about. And I'm not a black pill guy, but it's been decades since Kennedy. There's no like nobody wrote down. Actually, wrote it down.
Here's the real.
Was the Manchurian candidate, and he talked to Fidel Castro, who talked to Khrushchev, who talked to and it was our CIA, and they all ganged up to kill Kennedy. I'd love for that, but that shit's
Yeah. We're not getting any actual proof. And then like the Epstein stuff too. It's like the proof is I don't want to see the proof. You know what I mean? I don't want to see that. Like
No.
what that would actually be with the honeypot videos. That it's like I don't want to see that. You know what I mean? And someone would have to, and it's like that's that in itself is kind of like
if the kiddie stuff is we all know it's an open secret in Hollywood, and like I am
Right.
confident that shit will come out someday. It absolutely will come out, and I think it's been close to coming out. And the thing is, it would utterly destroy the industry overnight. Wouldn't bother me a bit as long as this stuff
same.
wouldn't bother me a bit.
Yep.
But there's there's also the blackmail factor, and that's what it was there for. It was there for blackmail.
Exactly.
And as Razorfist correctly pointed out, you can't blackmail people successfully if they're in prison or dead. They have to be alive and free.
Right. That's a good point.
Yep. So yeah, I mean, like, I want Trump to be the superhero to fix everything. I know in reality he won't be able to. 4 years isn't enough, and we're gonna need decades of this, and it's not gonna get fixed in my lifetime. But we have to start. We have to start, or we're fucked.
Yep. Facts.
UFO disclosure, I still believe will come from, if it happens, it comes from a citizen. It's going to be, we're going to need a Phoenix Lights or something, a huge flap where tens of thousands of people witness it at once, have their phones up and different angles, and that's what it'll be. And the thing is,
Yeah, because AI is so good right now that even if there was just, I see videos all the time floating around on X, and the internet, and I'm like, even if it was like, oh, new proof, and I'm looking at it, I'm like, this looks like shit. This doesn't look real. Like I even see that, like looking back at the Tic Tac videos, or the Go Fast videos, it's hard to even think that those are even real because of how good AI has become. I mean, I see the SpaceX rocket land, and I still can't convince my brain that it's real. It looks like a toy. It looks like a tiny little thing, but it's real. It's landing.
It is, and
Even that is questionable.
The Tic Tac, actually, I saw before, like New York Times, I've seen that video. Some of us in this chat have seen the video because Art Bell talked about it back in the day. Coast to Coast talked about it with George Nuri back in the day. Like, it's been known within, like, a lot of stuff that you guys, or not you guys, but like people who aren't in the UFO, like, hear about for the first time is like old fucking lore for a lot of us, who's been paying attention. It's just people are taking it a little more seriously. I think they might be interdimensional. I think they might be us. I think they're definitely at the bottom of the ocean. I think when they want to be seen, they just don't give a fuck, because they know, I mean, they just don't care.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, if we fly a plane over an uncontacted tribe, we don't care that we're not flying around it. We're flying over. We don't care what they think.
Right.
I think it's the same thing. And I think that could be good or bad. What we talked about, like, they could be malevolent or benevolent. It depends, and still not care. And a form of not caring could be really bad. I talked about it last week, is if we have some kind of space fucking cancer that can spread throughout the stars, they're going to go, oh, we need to cull these motherfuckers now.
True. Or if they have a space highway that comes through this way.
If we need to be destroyed by a bypass,
Right.
you've got to build bypasses.
The plans have been in view for 50 years.
On Alpha Centauri for 50 of your Earth years.
I just watched that movie.
No sense in crying about it now.
So good.
Ah, god damn it. That fucking that radio show's the best. Absolutely the best. But
I do need to see that.
Nick later on, like what he does is he builds the case. He's like, hey, he brings up everything too that people won't. He brings up Tom DeLonge and To the Stars and like how this is how it started and went through the New York Times. And here's where we at now. And basically, the disclosure movement was gutted at the end of 2023 by the Biden administration. So while they're out there doing all these fucking conferences, it's to cover up that they gutted it all. So we're further away than we were in the past. And just to let you know, it's the Biden administration. And there's people out there still who are investigators who I respect, George Knapp, who think they had a better chance with him than they do with Trump, which is fucking insane. Absolutely insane. If there's going to be a president, love or hate, if there's going to be a president who's going to go, oh, fuck it, I'll show the UFOs, it would be Trump.
Yeah, they can't see past their TDS, though.
No,
a lot of people are just too far gone. It's really sad. Really sad.
It is. It sucks. And I love Jordan. I love George.
And you're 100% right on that. You know, because Trump has made it very clear that he is an American and cares about America and wants Americans to be sovereign again and think for themselves and be smart. And it's like we are capable of it as Americans. And it's like these other people that compartmentalize everything think that they're the adults in the room and that regular Americans can't handle the truth. They're, they need to be protected from things. And that's why everything's secrets within secrets within secrets, because they can't handle the truth. And it's like, you don't get to decide that. And I hate that energy when someone has that attitude, and they all do. They all feel that way, that they know what's best. They're the adults in the room. They should be monarchs. They should decide what's best for the planet. And it's what they did. It's Klaus Schwab is the same, they're all in that same group. They probably all hang out after Davos.
Yeah. And we were just lied to, and now people are coming over COVID, and there's still motherfuckers on Twitter going, get over it. Get over it. Listen, I'm not a proponent of violence. I believe in the peaceful protest and free speech. But if I were on Rumble, I would just express my dismay, as I think a reason to get really fucking angry would be you lost a loved one, you lost your business, you had to pick up and move, your children lost 2 years of schooling over a lie. I think it would be okay to be incredibly pissed
100%.
and never trust a fucking government again.
And I add also, if I was on Rumble, I would also add that there's nothing wrong and wanting the comeuppance to the people that deserve it.
Yes,
because there's a lot of deserving parties that need that.
Yep. Fauci getting pardoned, like they're doing all this fucking shit right in front of our face. And like, what the fuck you gonna do? What the fuck?
Basically, that's what those pardons were.
That's what they were.
You're right. Yep.
That's what they were. But all of a sudden, magically, people can just show up and start protesting fucking Tesla dealerships. Is this what you're mad about? Auditing the government, but you're not mad about being like, they fooled you into getting a vaccine that's dangerous for you. They fucking made you miss work and lose your job. Allegedly, whatever. I don't care. I'm on. If I was on Rumble, I would just say it was dangerous for you. And then make you put on a fucking mask that you haven't taken off to this very fucking day.
Do you see Bernie? He's like, we should all wear masks again. It's like, Bernie, shut the fuck up.
You should wear a mask.
How are you still? Yeah, Bernie, you go ahead.
I love all the Bernie bros like coming to the realization that he's always been a fucking commie and a phony.
Yep.
The millionaires and the billionaires. Shut the fuck up.
Well, now he only says the billionaires. The billionaires. It's like, okay. Now that you're a millionaire and have 3 mansions.
When Tulsi took him down and said, I can't believe I backed this guy. I'm so disappointed seeing him back corporations. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yep. It is crazy. But yeah. If You have every right to be angry. If anybody tells you to get over it, it's because they just cannot fucking handle that they were wrong. That they were fucking wrong. There's certain things you
Many such
do not,
cases.
you know, you don't want to hold resentment because resentment's like taking poison and expecting somebody else to get sick. But you never forget.
Right.
Ever. Because they will pull that shit again. They will try to pull that shit again sooner than later.
And there is a difference between wanting revenge and wanting someone to
Justice.
get their comeuppance. Yeah, the justice. Right, exactly. Those I mean, they run parallel, but they're not the same thing.
They're not.
And it's not the only thing that needs to be fixed. 2020, there's a lot of things that went down in 2020.
Skullduggery.
And I've gotten plenty of strikes on my channel talking about both of them.
Yeah.
That's why I was very quick to be like, allegedly dangerous for you.
There's a lot of people who are not allowed back on YouTube.
Yeah, I'm one of the lucky ones. I'm still able to stay.
Alex Jones isn't back on YouTube. He should be on YouTube. Absolutely.
I agree. Yep, it's true. Yep.
Condolences to what InfoWars has been going through, by the way. It's
dude,
horrible.
not just InfoWars. I mean, it's all these conservatives. Everyone's getting swatted. It's insane. I mean, they had someone murdered, but I don't know if it was because they were an InfoWars reporter.
Super coincidental.
It was in a shady spot in Austin, Texas, though. So it's like Austin's not
plausible
a safe place.
deniability.
True. You're right. You're right.
I would have said
it
was a random robbery until the guy got swatted from InfoWars the next fucking day. Then no fucking way is that a coincidence.
All right.
I'll go there.
I'll
go there.
Crazy. I mean, where's the funding? Because it's coming from the same place of all the
Democratic Party
people
created,
attacking Tesla.
It's the NGOs created by the Democratic Party that USAID funded that we fund.
Yeah.
They're
running out of money.
But I'm telling you, like we knew this back from the Summer of Love when InfoWars documented the pallet of bricks being delivered to a street corner in Dallas.
Right. This happened for months and it was all over the place, actually.
A busload of protesters came to San Diego to burn it down that weren't from San Diego. Like it was absolutely coordinated. It is NGOs using our tax money to protest fucking Elon Musk and burn a private business right now. So that shit's going on and it will continue to get worse. I don't want to like be I'm not a black pillar, not into fear porn, but I'd say prepare for a Summer of Love 2.0 this year.
Well, remember Tesla was being sued by the Biden administration for not allowing immigrants, illegal immigrants to work at Tesla, which was against the law anyway. Like it literally it was against the law to hire undocumented Americans to work but he was getting sued. And guess when that lawsuit got dropped?
Oh, when Biden left?
When Biden left and USAID, I don't want to call it USAID because that in itself is like
I call it USAIDs.
AIDS, that's good, but it's USAID because it's one of those things. It's like the Patriot Act, the National Defense Authorization Act. Yeah, it's supposed to sound like a charity, exactly, when it is anything but.
Anything but. It funds Uber,
funds terrorism,
communist,
transgenderism, communism, Marxism.
Yeah,
it funds all of our nightmares. Essentially, it's crazy, and I still think we have just seen the tip of the iceberg from what has been shown so far.
Oh,
you know it.
Daddy, chill. I'm not going to chill.
Wow. Okay.
Not going to chill. This daddy's not going to fucking chill.
No.
Wait.
No.
Daddy, chill. Daddy, chill. Daddy, chill.
I'll eat your ass.
What the hell is even that?
All right. That's a hard transition.
God.
Let's talk about new homos.
Let's talk about new homos.
Oh, gosh.
Get a little tired of the old homos. It's time to talk about some new
out
freshness.
With the old,
some new
in
homos.
with the new.
So I didn't know about this. We had the pleasure of having Hugh Newman and Andrew Collins on the show a couple weeks ago. Those guys are fantastic. Always a pleasure having them on. and he just kind of randomly, I think he mentioned the Denisovan cave,
Yeah.
and the new type of Homo juliensis, and he was just like talking about the migration down from Siberia, and that they had just found this is a great there's an article about it, and I'm like, wait a minute, hold on, I wanted to ask about it, but he was kind of on a flow, and he was talking about he wasn't necessarily talking about this, but he brought this up because, hey, humans actually could have come from there as well and migrated from a different location. And it's not like, maybe not everyone just came from Africa, like has been
out
told.
of Africa thing is kind of being
Basically
toppled.
bullshit.
Yeah,
basically,
because it's looking like it's a lot of it's out of Asia.
That's like, it would make sense that we're just from everywhere on Earth. And maybe 12,000 years ago, there was this big, huge thing that just decimated the northern hemisphere.
There's a couple of civilizations out there that that we still don't know a ton about, because more India than China. But if you just look at them objectively, just like I'm somewhat, I know a little bit about history, they are fucking old, and they are very advanced, and they were closed off for a long time. And they just look older than academia says they are. They've developed a lot of, like, if you go back, Westerners, hey, I love Western civilization. I'm all about it. But they get some credit for stuff that was invented in China or rediscovered, like the meter.
Looking to you, Greeks.
Yeah. Rediscover. Well, maybe it's the Greeks using math from the pre-Greek civilization. And
the meter is a lot older than they claim.
Yes. They claim they've rediscovered the meter. They've rediscovered the meter and certain measurements. So it's fascinating. And then we can think about, well, maybe we got some of our investments from other forms of other homos. We weren't the only homos around. So new fossil discovery on an early human relative reveals that it walked upright, just like humans. Paranthropus. I think I get that right. Robustus.
Yeah, you nailed it.
Nice.
Paranthropus
Absolutely destroyed it.
robustus was a
awesome.
species of prehistoric human that lived in South Africa. Diplomatic immunity. I bet you those were its first words. About 2 million years ago, alongside Homo gangster. No, ergaster. Sorry.
Oh my God.
Homo ergaster, a direct ancestor of modern people. Fossils of Paranthropus robustus are found in abundance in, oh my God, Swartkrans Cave, situated about halfway between Johannesburg and Pretoria. Much has been revealed about the diet and social organization of the extinct species based on studies of its many skulls and hundreds of teeth, which have been recovered from Swartkrans and scientific excavations began there in 1948. For instance, the extremely heavy jaws and thickly enameled teeth of Paranthropus robustus suggest that when times were lean, it was capable of subsisting on low quality foods. On low quality foods that were subsisting on subsidized. What's the difference? Probably huge. Foods that were difficult to chew. Moreover, some of the skulls and teeth of the Paranthropus robustus are exceptionally large.
It's just deteriorating.
It did. While others are
saying
robust.
it worse and worse. Sorry.
The robustus is robust, apparently.
There it is.
While others are robust, but not as large as those in the first group. The suggestions that Paranthropus robustus was characterized by larger males and smaller females. See, and they were probably making movies of their smaller females beating the shit out of the larger males. And that's why they went extinct.
Mm-hmm.
That would be my guess. indicating a mating system called, oh no.
Polygyny, I think.
Uh-oh.
Oh no. No wonder why they went extinct.
Well,
In
no,
which-
no. This happens a lot with humans too, I think.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, in which a single dominant male mates with multiple females. You mean like a bull? Like a bull at Clarkson's farm. They just fuck everything.
Basically.
I mean, Genghis Khan did that too.
This,
The-
you know, it's funny. This isn't even the homo that I was reading about. This is a new one. This is actually still in South Africa. This is Africa still.
Where's the other one?
other new. Almost.
Yeah, I posted an article that I was about the Homo juliensis, about the one that that Collins was referencing. This is actually different. I didn't hear about this or read about this one.
Lots of
All
new
right, so
homos.
this is another new homo.
Multiple homos, people. All right?
Scientists discovered a new homo that defies conventional wisdom. Many known hominin fossils defy species classification, with the most famous example being the ever enigmatic Denisovans or Denisovans. But I say Denisovans because I'm American.
I say Denisovans too, but
Yeah.
he says Denisovans.
Well, he says it better, but
Aluminium.
aluminium. Yes. A new study of anthropologists from the China and the University of Hawaii suggests that many of these anthropological mysteries might, in fact, be members of a new species, Homo juliensis.
Homo, period.
Yes.
Juliensis.
The potential breakthrough occurred when the researchers were devising a new organizational system for fossils and discovered similarities among certain cranial and dental fossils, all with distinct differences from the hominin species. Although
AKA new homos.
new homos.
There's your context, YouTube.
There you go. Although only one species of hominin, a tribe of the subfamily. Oh, what was that? What's that word?
Hominene.
Hominine.
Hominine. Hominine. Oh my god. Watch me whip. Watch me nay nay.
Watch me whip. Hominene.
Oh no.
only a tribe of the subfamily of Hominine exists on the planet today. Good old Homo sapiens. The human
Bless.
family throughout more geologically recent Earth history was comprised of complex tableau of members. And over the years, scientists have tried to get a clearer picture of the prehistoric story, excavating ancient human sites around the world. Now, anthropologists from China and Hawaii are illustrating a previously unknown, or rather uncategorized, chapter of that story, which is in the introduction of the new homos. There you go. The researchers published the details of this new species in the Journal of New Homos.
I love it. It's accurate.
It is.
Beautiful. Mwah.
This is verbatim, by the way.
The name of this homo is Big Head.
Listening.
Big Head, like from Silicon Valley.
Oh my god.
So the new homos had big heads.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
Maybe they gave Big Head. I don't know. They're new homos.
Here's the important part here, though. Thrived in Eastern Asia from 300,000 years ago to around 50,000 years ago, when the species died out. I think they just interbred.
Interbred?
with other homos. You know, the homos got with the other homos, creating new homos again. Nothing.
I love the chat.
Alright.
Just saw. No. Like
So you're
maybe.
saying there was
maybe.
like a homo orgy?
I love the chat.
Basically, an interwoven homos. You know,
Wow.
they were intermingling.
Inner
But
homos?
polygyny.
Inner homos. Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Good.
I think Zorbu got involved, and
Sorbu gets involved with everything. Okay.
you know what I mean. I know.
Uh,
You really love.
So Big Head thrived in Eastern Asia from 300,000 years ago to around 50,000 years ago. geologically speaking, that is not that long ago.
It's not.
What happened? Like, seriously, I'm going to stop right there. There were so many other species of humans, and they all dropped out about, correct me if I'm wrong, chat, 40 to 50,000 years ago. So what happened then? Was that the day they just started? Everybody's like, well, they were like, intermingling. Sorry, all right, did they just end?
Survival of the fittest. I think Homo sapiens were the superior version, the best homos, if you will.
Yeah. I think the fear of others, so they would end up.
It was a genocide, and we just wiped out all our competitors.
Let's just go with that. Yeah.
I could see that.
Whether it was genocide or interbreeding to then create the modern human, right? I don't know. It could have been either or both. Who knows?
Yeah, like, so why did this one and Neanderthal and the Denisovans all kind of went out around the same time? Volcano, maybe.
Brings up a good point. Disease, which did not affect Homo sapiens, potentially.
Could have been. That's true.
That's good. That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe they hadn't contacted each other, or they stayed away, or maybe something mutated. Maybe Zorbu mutated the disease.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Just make sure that Garrett's vaccinated, Zorbu, please, so we can't lose him.
We don't want to lose him.
Well, not until at least it finishes the video.
Okay.
He's the whack we need.
Master over here.
He is whack. Because there's a thing. Hey, so you missed it on Friday Night Tights, Adam. There is a thing called Wasian. I was not aware.
Oh,
White and Asian.
I never heard this.
Well, it was because some people were upset about the little kid being cast in Lilo and Stitch because she wasn't. She's born in Hawaii, but she's actually Filipino and white. And as Ryan and I were discussing, and everybody else, we are okay with these arguments. I absolutely agree. You should have found somebody who's from Hawaiian to do this role. I agree.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you were okay with Black Snape, but now you're against a Wasian.
Oh yeah.
And then I said, well, if she's a Wasian, then Garrett's whack because he's a white black.
Okay. Yeah, it's good. I get it. Oh yeah. No, that makes sense. Yeah.
Filipino is well, is it Polynesian? It's Asian. But it's
technically in Asia.
Adjacent for sure. For sure. I don't know. Maybe it is. I've never I don't know. I lived near Daly City for a long time, so I knew a lot of Filipinos. They're cool. Crazy food. I'm not like I got invited over to a cookout with the family, and it was great. It was super nice. And I got this little tray of meat. There's a fucking duck head in there. I'm like, oh shit.
Was it good?
Okay. No, I didn't fucking eat it.
It's like the guinea pig. You don't waste anything.
Well, I mean, that's good, I guess.
Well, you have a dog, right?
She eats all the dogs. And she ate my small dogs too.
That's not what I meant. you give the duck head to your dog.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Oh my God.
I would to the big dog,
wow.
yes. To the big dog,
Yeah.
I would give the duck head to the big dog. He would down it.
No, probably.
No, she eats dogs too. That was great. That was
Including
great.
the head, okay?
Oh,
Come to Forbidden
thank you.
Frontier, where we will journey regions unknown and be racist.
And talk about homos.
Talk about homos. Although we're never going to be taken seriously. I don't care.
We have fun. We have fun here.
We do. Hey, well, if you make it to Cosmic Summit, we are running a panel.
Yes.
The
Cool.
Explorers panel.
In the description, there's a code
When is it?
you can use.
June.
June. Okay.
Dude, it's UFO conference and ancient civilization same weekend. George Howard
I
is
want to go to Cosmic Summit.
a
That would be
fucking
awesome.
maniac. This is where I know it's our people because he's a little strange, but so am I. But like
He's great.
He went to karaoke night there, like dressed like in 70s disco suit, like a
Oh my God.
leisure
All
suit,
white.
all white.
It was
Really?
amazing. Yeah.
Oh, I
And
can
you're like,
see it.
This
I
is
can
the
see
weirdest UFO. This is the weirdest ancient civilization because that was the hardest partying ancient civilization. I've been to a lot. that was a hard partying one. Like they went out and had a
That's
good
cool.
time.
It was like an eclectic
I love that.
mix of
Yeah.
different types of people. It was wonderful.
Like I was the only motherfucker going to bed early.
Nice.
Yes. We were definitely the old farts.
Yeah. So
Oh, you know you were drunk, X-Ray. I've been to a bar with you. Yeah,
Yes, I was.
I knew it.
What of it?
yeah, be honest, X-Ray girl.
I like to have fun every now and then.
Yeah. Christopher
I had
J.
a
Bay.
blast
Dude, you got to
in London
come out.
when we
London
were there.
was a good time, man.
It was.
That
It
was fun. I was just going over our Museum of National History video.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I still got that. So I'm gonna put that all together. I'm working on the Peru stuff. It's very slow coming. It'll probably be like at the end of the year, but I'm gonna do a little 20-minute doc on our Peru trip that will be available on this channel. I'll let you know. It's been the first time I've like put together like what I consider a legit doc since I worked in Hollywood. So
I can't wait to see it.
we'll see if I still got it. Christopher J. Bay said that the breakthrough for discovering the possibility of new species came when he and his team were devising a new system of organization fossil evidence. Although we started this project several years ago, we did not expect being able to propose a new human ancestor species and then be able to organize the hominin fossils from Asia into different groups. This study clarifies a hominin fossil record that has tended to include anything that cannot easily be assigned to Homo erectus,
Mm-hmm.
Homo erectus.
Homo neanderthalensis, and Homo sapiens. So they had it, and because they just had it probably in a pile somewhere, and they started organizing it, they're like, this looks different. So we're finding.
And they keep saying, "Oh, well, there's no missing link. There's no like," and it's like there probably is. They put it in this pile of stuff that doesn't fit in these three categories.
The thing with the missing link is it's not just like they skipped a generation or an evolution. It's like a light speed leap.
Okay.
Especially in consciousness. So, I mean, there's probably an answer. It's probably weird, but
I think it has something to do with mushrooms.
Okay.
Monkeys started eating mushrooms, man.
Monkeys started eating mushrooms and they became conscious.
Yep.
Sure. Well,
Self-aware.
Cave of Bones, dude. That documentary has tripped me out more than anything because these are things with smaller brains than ours. These were chimps, basically. These were like smarter chimps who walked upright, and they were conscious. It looks like they worshipped deities or were like most animals, they'll be sad if like their baby dies or something like that, but they're not going to go fucking bury it ritualistically with a tool and then
with
mark
their things
with a mark of a cross or something like what the fuck is, and this is 250,000 years ago.
Well, it wasn't a cross. It was crosses.
Yeah, it was a image. It was meant to like mark the grave, and it meant something. I'm not saying it was a cross for Jesus. Right. No, it was like a scratch, but it was definitely like to mark the grave.
Yeah, the area was marked clearly. There was
this person was clearly loved. This little chimp thing was clearly loved, and they were very sad it was gone.
We don't see that in any animals today, right? Like, there's nothing.
Animals will be sad.
Do that.
They like
right. Like if
they
have empathy.
A gorilla loses its mate, it will be very sad. That. But what happens? Does the gorilla go bury it? No. But certain chimps now are using tools. They're starting to use tools and stuff. So who knows? Elephants. Yeah. Elephants are incredibly intelligent. So are most large mammals in the ocean. They might be smarter than us. So long and thanks for all the fish.
But they're not burying their own dead. I mean,
no.
Someone said elephant graveyard, but isn't that just like where they would go to
Let's go to die. That's where you go lay down and die.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. This is ritualistic. So that's the big leap from it. This was a very uniquely human thing to do until now. So this was not a human. It was a hominid, but it was not a human. Not even close. So that's crazy. If you're curious about it, we've talked about it a lot, but just in case you haven't seen it, it's on Netflix. It's called Cave of Bones. Fascinating. Really fascinating documentary.
And you have to also add, though, it's not that they just buried them.
No.
They went into a cave.
Oh, yeah.
Through over a freaking crevasse that would have killed them if they fell down, carrying a dead body, down a ravine, under this thing, up and down, like deep into this freaking cave, and then buried them in the spot that's like at the very end.
And
then buried.
In a fetal position.
Right.
They put the tool in their hand. It was very clearly like reburied carefully.
Reverence. It was reverence.
It was reverence and spirituality. And and then the scientist who discovered this was scared shitless of his other scientists because he's like, I don't know how to report this. I don't know what to do. Right. I'm freaking out.
And there was etchings on the wall too, like some form of communication,
some sort of writing.
Yep.
Fucking a crevasse. Yes, Chad.
And
a crevasse.
Might we add, this was 200,000 years ago.
Yeah, 250,000 years ago. So way back there.
Yeah.
All right. I think we should get the questions from our lovely audience. Men and women, both genders.
Yes.
Or homos out there.
We're the old homos.
We're all homos here.
Or the recent homos, I guess.
We're all homos here. Okay. Speaking of Zorbu. $20 on the Streamlabs side. Earthlings, yes. We can remote view. It is a curse as much as it is a blessing. For instance, never remote view Gary when he's dropping a deuce. Art form. What are you fucking talking about? You'll have to probe quarter Earthling 50 times just to get that image out of your head. Jeesh. Life's full of choices, Zorbu.
Apparently you're memorable.
It'd be memorable at something. It's always you don't get to choose what you're memorable for, but if you whatever it is,
make it count.
Make it count, baby. WG has gifted 5 Nerdrotic Live memberships for $25. Oh shit! I did it! Oh my god! It's been so long since I did that.
Okay.
Now I can't stop.
I just love the way he looked at the camera when he said "make it count" when he was talking about shitting. You saw how much he meant it. You saw it in his eyes.
Listen,
he's a champion in that.
You don't want to not make it count. Okay, if you not make it count, then you're going to be going back to finish up later. Okay, so you got to make it count. Drink lots of water.
Messy. And make sure you get everything.
Yeah, get it all. Don't be like drunk 3PO.
And make sure you wipe after.
Josh Kelsey has dropped $20, says nothing and walks away, because that's what Josh does. We love you, Josh. Rakui for 300. What is a UYU? Uruguayan pesos. All right, Uruguay. Hey, oh, there he is. Greetings from Uruguay. Cool. Look into Estancia Ranch, La Aurora, here in Uruguay. UFO hotspot since the 1960s makes Skinwalker look like a child's playground. I am definitely looking into this tonight. NASA has been here many times, among many others. I will look at. Thank you for letting me know. Skinwalker Ranch comes back in 1 month, guys. A little over 1 month.
Cool.
A little over 1 month. We're into season 6. I just rewatched almost all of season 5. I enjoyed it the second time around. I did.
Is Estancia with an E? E-S-T-A-N?
Yeah. T-A-N-C-I-A.
It is spelled. Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, I'm just looking up.
Yes.
Does that sound?
E-S-T-A-N-C-I-A. Estancia. Thanks for letting us know. Appreciate it. Nick First of all, for 20 British pounds, proper money. Hi, guys, and X-Ray Girl. Me and Pagan Bob are watching this where we camped at and we're camped at Woodhedge, just up the road from Stonehenge. Oh, no shit. That's awesome.
Cool.
Where we'll be
Nice.
going down to celebrate the spring equinox in a few
So
days.
cool.
Wish you were
Awesome.
here. Yes, I actually do wish I was there.
That's cool.
I'm gonna check out the spring equinox someday. I don't want to check. I want to just well, maybe summer, but like spring is like the one I want to go to and see. It's funny because you get to see all the hippy dippy English people and the Celts and stuff, and it's lots of fun. And then you just look around and you go, fucking white people.
They say we have no.
Oh, that
culture.
sounds awesome. I wish I was there. We will be there later this year. More on that later, but we will be there. I love the UK. I adore the UK. It's one of my favorite places in the world. And if your government wasn't so retarded, I'd live there. I'd live there. Really fucking expensive though. Yowie for $10. G'day, you cunts. Just kicking back here in Aussie, getting legless with a coldie and enjoying you Yanks having a go at the unexplained. That Gary is defo a dag, ain't he? Anyway, I'm glad he said dag and not something else. I gotta go now and pitch a brown snake. See you next year, dickheads. Thank you, Yowie. Or is it Yowie? G'day.
Oh, no.
Ty James for $10, first time super chat. To all the patriots of America, this is our country. Let's keep it semper fi. Hail America. I have to get a new flag. It got a little windy and it tore up my American flag. So I have to go to Home Depot and get another one like tonight.
I'm looking for a flagpole. I want to get a flagpole and actually put this
Like a
one.
legit one?
Yeah, this is like a real like outdoor flag here, and I want to actually like.
I
have
had
it up
one in San
in my front
Diego.
yard.
And
Like
I had
big
when I was
spotlight on both sides.
that house we were renting in San Diego, we had a big fucking flagpole. So I'm putting
How'd
one
that
in
go?
my yard.
How
A
did that-
big fucking flagpole. It's like
Oh.
big.
Wonderful. Two more times in succession.
Stop it. No,
It
no,
was
no.
big.
Thank you.
It was awesome. It had the lights on it and everything.
Uh-huh.
Like it was underlit. And I want that. I want to do that here. Problem is we have we have all these fucking trees that kind of cover our property, which is great because it gets fucking hot here. But I want one of those. Get a flagpole. Fly the American flag in Sweden, dude. I dare you.
Oh, I will.
I
Well, I
double
mean,
dog dare you.
they're all over my house. I have them
you go.
everywhere. Oh yeah, and I keep finding them. Like this one, actually, this little flag. Let me show you guys. I found this at a thrift store, and
Here
I'm like,
in Sweden?
yeah, and I'm like, is that the American flag? And I walk over, and there was two of them. I'm like, oh, I'm taking these home. I got one in my studio outside, and then
That's awesome.
I'm like, and it's like nice. It's like a nice little
Like a
little
legit flag.
mini flagpole. I'm like, this
Dude,
is freaking awesome.
In
got,
my
like,
neighbor.
look, it's got the freaking like full on.
Oh
You
shit.
can like raise and lower the flag.
That's
like, it's an
awesome.
actual
Whoa.
flagpole.
That's legit.
That's
I need
cool.
one of those.
Like, I'm taking.
Well, right now I'm the fucking neighbor without his flag up, right? So I feel like
shame on you.
yeah,
I feel like a Democrat.
I feel like it. So I got to get up there to be with all my other because like it's like a line of American flags for about 5 or 6 houses in a row. Really cool. Love tech.
Gotta
B6
get back into the
Neon.
group.
Yep. For $1 says, as of midnight here in UK, we will be in the position where any medium platform could find a percentage global revenue for what USA would be for the First Amendment. Free speech is gone in the UK. Online Safety Act,
Shame.
and it includes jail. And that happens. It probably already happened midnight.
Oh
Jesus.
no,
Oh, yeah.
V6.
Bruh,
Careful.
Oh,
VPN. I
okay.
don't know what's a good VPN.
We don't
Are
have
you
a sponsor, so
I don't know. Well, I use Surfshark. That's what I use. I don't know if they're that great or not, but that's what I use.
I use X-Ray Surfshark whenever I need it.
Yes, he does. I forgot that.
I mean, it's so. I've only used it that one time so far, but it's like, Whenever
As long as it's useful.
it's like a Timu or whenever, I don't know, whenever it's
Well,
like
when you
a
need
weird
to
show or
watch certain things, and
It's location locked. It's
location
so
locked, you
silly.
gotta- yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's stupid.
Mark Clark, Traveler. So new channel name. The channel name happens in like around summer. We have to kind of build up to it.
It's happened eventually.
It's gonna happen though. I never wanted 3 channels. That was never my intention. The only reason Nerdrotic Live exists is I got hit early on by CBS for spoilers of a Star Trek thing, and they fucking I got this was my first strike, and I couldn't like live stream. So they didn't
Yeah,
give a
for
fucking warning
week.
back then. It was like I couldn't live stream. No, dude, I could not live stream for a fucking what was it? A couple months.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
I got hit with a gnarly fucking strike back in the day. And yeah, like I wasn't able to live stream for all. So I just came over here and created this channel to live stream until
Right.
that was over with.
Wow.
So like Nerdrotic Daily was something we intended to do, but like having, I don't know how Jeremy does it, but I never wanted to have like because what we'll do is like we re-upload it's going to be Real BBC now and Nerdrotic Nooner. We re-upload it. We'll just re-upload it over at Nerdrotic Daily. So that's where the live stuff will go. And that's where the TV reviews and go. And this will just turn into Forbidden Frontier. Dr. Daisuk for 50 Danish krona. Get out of Sweden, Adam. You are cursed by the Swedish forest cat. Best regards, a Dane.
No way. It does not feel like a curse. In fact, it feels
kind of cool.
He was an awesome cat. So if it is him, like I'm not complaining at all. I feel no evil at all. It's very peaceful. That meow really freaked me out. The one that I heard. I don't know how. And the light. There's a lot of weird things that have happened in the past couple weeks. Like this past month. But the light, the orb of light. I'm shocked that I haven't told you guys about it sooner.
Maybe your property is Swedish Skinwalker.
Well, there's a guy that lives on the outskirts of this forest here that I'm just north of that told me that this forest, there have been people that have seen things in this forest. I don't know what that means. He was saying like UFOs, but like I mean, I don't know, but like that orb, like that's the first time in my life that I've ever seen something different. Mark my words, evil is coming. No, it's not. Get out of here. Nah, I don't believe it. My will's too strong for evil to reside here.
Good news is Elon was able to get a little ship up to the stranded astronauts that Biden just fucking ignored for months.
Insane.
Months and months because they didn't want to ask Elon for help. Because of politics.
Yep.
So now they're going to get
and he was ready too. He said it on Joe Rogan that the Biden administration, Elon said, "Hey, we can go up like right away. Like we're ready." And they just straight up said no. No, over 8 months these people have been up there stranded. They were, you know how long they were supposed to be there?
No.
8 days.
8 days, and they've been there for 8 months.
Yes. Yes. It's insane.
I know there's a launch window, but it's not like they're at fucking Mars. They're in orbit.
Yeah.
Well, and that's
it's crazy.
Fucking NASA. NASA's useless now. Sorry, but fucking useless.
Privatize it all.
Privatize it all. Bigfoot for $10 on the Streamlabs side. I do not condone this distant relative of mine from Australia. Never even met him. And that language using a C word, really? Not this hominid. No way. If I'm anything, I'm thoughtful and polite. Anyway, I got to run now. See you fuckos next week.
Oh, wow.
Damn.
Thanks, Bigfoot.
Cheers.
All right.
Call him Nar Basil. for 2 British pounds proper money. Gary looks like if Dr. Venture had Brock's hair. I will take that as the highest form of compliment.
Yeah, it's good.
Venture Brothers fucking rules. Dude, I'm 55. The fact that I still have hair somewhere in my head is a victory at this point. Andrew Matthews for 5 British pounds. Is there a Homo erect? If there is a Homo erectus, that means there's a Homo floppius. Or is it coldius?
I was in the pool.
It's just cold.
That's hail my peeps from Jackson Cagle for $2. Hail to you. Black Snape for $4.99. Anywhere Jacques leaves his car, it's valet parking.
Hey,
Thanks.
Just in case no one cares, has JIC, no one has done the dad jokes yet. Just in case nobody's done the dad jokes yet. You did it. Get a double shot for that. Loch Ness Monster right after Bigfoot for $10. Trying. Damn it. The keyboard gets wet when I try to. Damn it. Caps lock was on. Okay. Where was I? I was just saying hi. Hard as hell to freaking super chat with flippers. Fuck this. Thank you.
Comics Division's ball sack does it with 2 balls.
Yeah.
Talented.
Yeah. Null face for $9.99. You can control quantum entanglement to remotely receive probability data, images, etc., from the quantum foam by beam forming consciousness. There are no boundaries to where thought begins and ends. You know, they talked about quantum entanglement at the beginning of the electric state and never expanded on it.
That sucks. It's one of the most fascinating things I've ever heard about.
Quantum entanglement
ever. It is magic. It is magic.
The simulation theory.
It's magic. How do you explain it? I don't understand it.
How do
Quantum
2 particles separated by light years react to each other instantaneously?
Instantaneously. I don't know. I think it's incredible. I think it's once we understand that and can manipulate it, like once we understand how they are connected, I think that's one of the keys to reaching the next step of evolution for humans. Because that's magic right now. That's crazy.
There's no other way to interpret it. It's not considered new homo if you don't make eye contact, says Nick Brony. For
high five.
High five, Nick Brony. Matt G. Hammond for $2 says Gary. Is it Plushy? Gary Ploush. Gary Ploush. Why, Gary? Did nothing wrong. 41 years ago today, his ex-wife said she would have driven him to the courthouse if he told her what he was doing. Yes, okay. That's the one who executed the guy who kidnapped and molested his child.
41 years ago. Yeah. Okay.
Did the right thing.
He did nothing wrong.
Did nothing wrong. And by the way, the judge agreed. Recuy for 300 Uruguayan pesos. Adrian in Uruguay again. Lots of stuff happens here. Maybe because we are in the middle of South Atlantic anomaly where Earth's magnetic field is very weak, allowing charged particles and cosmic rays to penetrate closer to the surface. Well, and being closer to the equator too. Yeah. I mean, it's the fact that so much shit happens in South America. We're so closed off, dude. America, little self-obsessed. But when it comes to UFO stuff, there is still things we are learning from South America and other parts of the country. Even somebody asked last week, was this an American phenomenon? It's hell no. Crazy shit happens. And imagine all the stuff that's not reported.
Yeah.
Unabomber was NK Ultra. Yes, he was. So was Charles Manson. He was at Harvard and part of the experiments, Eric K, for $5. Yep. Go down the Charles Manson rabbit hole. That is fucking nuts. Go down the hippie movement. CIA was behind the hippie movement rabbit hole. That's a crazy one. That is a fucking crazy one. Exelion the second rant for $20 says, fuck you, Gary. You got 20 more years than me with hair. Sorry. but I can't see and I can't spell. No face for $4.99. The normal state of consciousness is pure input. However, our physical bodies filter it so the senses don't get overwhelmed. I believe that. I believe that.
I could see that making sense. Yeah.
It might make us crazy. It's why Professor X has to use Cerebro. Otherwise, it'd kill him. Ty James for $10. Is it possible for X-Ray Girl to have a podcast of how to treat a man? It would seem that American women have lost their way. Any suggestions of where I could go to find a wife? At the wife store, obviously.
Duh.
I have Poor Choices.
Go to wife. Yeah. Go watch Poor Choices. That's a great one.
I think the larger question is to have people listen to advice that they don't want to listen to. That's
where do you
more
find
difficult.
a wife?
Oh, there it is right there. We've got a winner. That's
people don't want to learn.
Yeah.
Wife Mart. Go to Wife Mart. No, I don't know what to tell you. I'm the worst person to ask. I in the last
wish.com/Russian bride.
I'm trying to think of the last time I dated, like actually dated.
Yeah.
It was a brief period of time in the fucking 90s. I don't know if I really did. Because I was like married and then not married and then married again. Like relatively quickly, a couple years afterwards.
And
I'm just so grateful
your
I met
wife
someone in real life, not on the internet.
Which is not a bad thing either. I think meeting on the internet,
I'm just grateful.
Depending, not on Tinder, like places like that, I think would be difficult to meet someone who's not vapid and narcissistic.
Yeah, after the divorce, I was like, I don't want to fucking date. Fuck that. I just read comic books and went to movies and give a shit for a little while. The normal state. Oh, I read that one. The Force, says Jackson Cagle for $2. B-Buster for $20. I turned 68 last Sunday, but forgot to send a super chat. Hate getting up. Well, happy birthday. Why are you sending a super chat on your birthday? Happy birthday, B-Buster. Cloud Dashing for $5. You guys probably get a kick out of Wartime Stories YouTube channel, Paranormal Tales from Soldiers. Oh, yes.
That sounds cool.
Yeah,
that sounds awesome. Yeah. Flatline for £5 proper money. Look up quantum immortality. It is a legit theory that they can't disprove. Makes you think about ghosts and stuff. Yes, I've looked into that. I truly do believe ghosts are. Well, there's a couple things ghosts could be, but I think it could be. It's another being occupying the same space that sometimes we pierce the veil a little bit.
Andy, Andy Masterson. I don't know if you know him or not. He sent me a message earlier when I was talking about we were having the ghost conversation, and I asked him if I could read it, and he said when my son was a baby, he used to wave at things in his room. In 2001, my brother and his new wife came over to my house on Christmas Eve and looked through old family albums that had been packed up for years. They opened up to a photo of my grandfather who died in that house in 1966. My son saw it and said, "The man in my room."
Whoa.
What do you do in that situation? Because it's your grandfather, so it's not like a negative entity.
Or malevolent, yeah.
But your son is waving at something. I actually look for that. Like if my son looks, I don't know. I haven't noticed him like look off at something that would be there that I don't see, because I'm I don't know, when I'm with him, just like,
I think the brain has, that's why we meditate and stuff, but there's certain consciousness. And I think the developing brain is open to more things. And I think ghosts could be aliens. They could be another version of us occupying the same space, but not in the same dimension. It could be our ancestors that we are connected to through blood. Remember, as you know, like we're born and our ancestors go way back and we have a little piece of them in us. They live through us. So maybe part of that consciousness comes out or something. I don't know. I don't fucking know.
There's a connection.
Maybe it's Cybermen. Maybe it's Cybermen, Dave. Army of Ghosts. That's a good one. That is a good one. Excuse me. Andy Masterson. Hail, Andy. What's up, brother? Going to Malta this year. What megaliths to see? Oh God. There is, I forgot what it's called, but it's like the giant lady, the one the giant lady built, the giant woman built. It is there's Megalithomania has a documentary on it. And they also talk about it in Ancient Apocalypse season 1. So go watch Ancient Apocalypse season 1, and then Graham takes you through all the major structure. You know what they look like? It looks like Göbekli Tepe. That's what it looks like. Very similar.
Right. Really
very similar
does.
in shape, you know. And they say before Göbekli Tepe was rediscovered, that was Malta was considered the oldest like megalithic ruins on the planet.
Right.
I think, and you know, they've done Ancient Alien episodes, and they, to me, I don't think they're just 7,000 years old. I think they're like 20,000 years old. That's me. 12,000 years old minimum.
And I think Göbekli Tepe or Karahan Tepe are like, there's a Tepe there that is that old also.
Yep.
They just haven't found it yet.
Haven't found it yet. Some Norwegian guy, $2 rant. Thank you. About a year ago, I saw something white in my peripheral vision whilst in my living room. At first, I brushed it off, but 2 minutes later, my floor fan, manual buttons, turned on by itself. Weird.
That's weird.
Yeah.
That's creepy.
I was sitting by my fireplace. I already told X-Ray Girl this story. I might have told you. And I was sitting by my Melissa was in bed. I was sitting by my having my evening vape, reading a book, and the fan over my stove turned on high, like, and I'm like, what the fuck?
That's
And
weird.
I ran in there, and you know, my kids were gone, so it was just Melissa, and that thing just fucking turned on. Could have been a power surge. I don't know. It has not done it since. But I'm like, holy
What kind
shit.
of buttons is it? Are they like
They are
a
touch buttons.
touch screen?
So it's not
Touch
a
screen?
actual, it's like it's a button that's
Yeah.
got a light on it that you just hit.
Yeah. But it's a
But
touch.
it's not an actual
like
button. It's a,
Yeah.
it's a touch button. So
Hmm.
sure, could have been a stove ghost. It was
Stove
weird.
ghost.
But like I've been here by myself for a couple weeks now. Nothing. Like nothing. My action figures fall down once in a while, but I think that's just because they do. Like Darkseid took a tumble last night, and it sounded
That's-
like somebody was walking in my room. So I was
Oh
like,
my god.
just about
Ooh.
drifting out to bed, and I hear this in my room. I'm like, what the fuck? So I came up, and it was Darkseid. Bit it.
But how?
How did he fall down? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Precarious pins, maybe? Oh.
Was he on the wall?
No, he was he actually is on a stand. He's on a stand.
He's on a stand.
And he was
And
face
he
down,
fell
and his
over.
wristbands fell over, and his little
Okay. Yeah, I don't know about that.
Because that happened a lot in California too, right?
Oh yeah, the figures wouldn't just fall off the wall; they would fling.
Oh, well, okay,
So
that's
I would
not normal.
find one. They would fling off the wall. Well, dude, there was definitely something going on. The San Diego house, the woman died in there, so she was
Oh, okay.
She was elderly, wheelchair bound. Like all the door frames had like marks in it from her wheelchair and stuff, and
Oh, wow.
she died in there, and that's why we were able to rent the place. But it was a rad house too. It was made out of adobe brick, so it never got like too hot in the summer, and you didn't have to crank the air conditioner. It was like such a genius way. Not the safest place because it's California and it was built before, I guess, certain earthquake laws, but it was a rad house. It was a rad house in Escondido. But yeah, the big action figures were every fucking day. I get in there and there's like 3 or 4 action figures on the fucking floor. Like,
Man,
okay.
It makes me want to know more about my house. My house was built in 1850. So it's old.
That's old.
Damn.
San
Yeah.
Francisco house, a lot older.
And it used to be an island, actually. So my river, I was right on my property, but it used to go around my house. So it used to be an island they had a bridge to get here. And eventually they filled in basically where my driveway is now. Used to be the river used to go around my house.
Okay.
So it's got some history, man. I'm just so curious. Like, did anyone die here? That's really what I want to know. Like, did anyone die in this house?
I
'Cause,
can't. Maybe. But the
maybe.
house I'm in now, it would have to be like poltergeist. Like it's such a like a house that would not be haunted under any circumstance.
No,
Like the fucking San Francisco house. Like, okay,
it's old.
sure, it's old.
Mm-hmm.
Piston for €2. Gary, are you aware that homo in Dutch means gay? Yeah.
Now I am.
It kind of
Really?
means gay over here too.
Wow.
Good to know.
Wow.
Clank Clank, I'm a tank for $5 says, don't forget the CIA is running heroin to fund its ops. Tell me that's not being used to fund operations in the US. Absolutely. Been doing it for years. Golden nuggets for £2 proper money. My favorite homos are right here. Oh, cheers. So nice. The scientific name would be Homo Jeremy, says Nick the Greek for $1.99.
That's great.
Dick Dickerson for $2. Love you guys. No homo. Lots of homo from us. Lots. Beardo catching strays. What? Because we're calling him a homo?
Wait.
NDI?
That's just fact.
Why is Beardo
Damn.
catching? I don't recall talking shit
Well,
about
just
Beardo.
you caught a stray just now.
Just now.
Okay,
The
X-ray.
Dead Man for $2. Another great show tonight. Keep up the great work. Thank you very much. We appreciate you. The Bob that God made mad for $4.99. Whales will bring their dead family members back to their home territories to put them to rest.
Really?
There is drone footage. That's amazing. Well, whales are really intelligent.
Mm-hmm.
Really, really.
Wow.
What was? There was Nature is Amazing's fucking great account on Twitter. Like one of the good
I love that
wholesome
account.
accounts. So there's one of a baby, of them holding up a baby in front of a glass, and a killer whale is like making eye contact and looking up and down. And it's hard to explain, but if you see the video and find it, it looks so fucking smart. It looks all there. Like it can comprehend language. It comprehended the baby. Like you would think, oh, it just wants to eat it. No, it was like you could see it in its eyes. It was just curious. It was looking at it. It was so fucking rad.
Thinking, man, I bet that thing would be good.
Lady R&D
seasoned.
saw that. Yeah, that was. I was like, damn.
A little bit of kelp on there, some caviar.
Yep.
That thing would probably taste.
No, it was
delicious.
kind of like, it looks like
Dude,
it's
they're
smiling.
vicious,
It's not.
man.
Oh, the killer whales, but they're fucking
Yeah.
smart. They're really
They
smart.
would 100% eat that baby. Just
They
I'm
attack
just saying.
boats. They coordinate
I've
to
seen
attack
that,
boats.
yeah.
100% eat that baby. It wanted to eat it.
Revenge for Shamu.
Maybe.
Stoner with a boner for $1. Adam looks like Scott Bakula trying to find his way home. Don't steal his leap. I wouldn't take that as an insult. Scott Bakula. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Soma BT for $2 says, new homos. Is Jeremy and Dan Vass going to be on? They were supposed to. Yes.
I just want the Man Buns Are Gay song.
It's Vascus erectus.
Oh my god.
Wow.
And Homo Jeremy. Just a Homo Jeremy instead of Jaluni or whatever it was. It's Homo Jeremy.
But like that's his gay porn name.
Or just his job.
Or just his
His job is just to be gay.
Not a troll. I don't believe you. For $4.99. Do you believe that we went to the moon? I think we did once. I destroyed the tech to never go again because they found something. Yes, I 100% believe we went to the moon. Yes.
Yep.
I think the bigger question is why the fuck haven't we gone back? There's
I
plenty
think
of
they
reasons.
also filmed some fake shit to show the world because they didn't have the technology to actually
Mhm.
film themselves on the moon. And they wanted to show the world that they went, but I think they did go. And I do think that they found something. I mean, if you listen to Randall Carlson talk about the moon and how like the densities don't make sense, and it's just there's a lot about the moon, the more you look into it, that it's just really weird. Plus the irregularities of how perfect it is compared to all other moons. All. I mean all. We have the most unique moon in existence that we've we've never found its likeness and anywhere we've ever looked. That's pretty incredible to me. Like, there's something about our moon that they don't want us to know.
Oh,
There's
definitely.
whalers on the moon. Yes. Classic.
Go look at if you can find Randall's stuff on the. I want Randall to do the deep dive that he's been promising.
The honeycomb, yeah.
The
He's
honeycomb.
been going pretty
need
deep,
it.
but he could go deep. He's been 6 hours deep, but he can go 10 hours deep.
He
You know
can.
what I mean?
So Cosmic Summit on HowTube last year, he talks about it in his talk, in his very long talk. I thought this was
his talk. Yeah,
genius, but it's a genus. So being a genus with only one species is embarrassing. I'm ashamed to call myself Homo, says Mighty Balzac for $5 Australian. Kilgannon, 84 for
nothing
$2.
wrong with being a homo
Orcas have never killed a human in the wild
that we know of.
Yeah, that's true.
But did you see
But is
the
that
movie
true?
Orca? Wait a minute. Did you see the movie Orca? I'm the only one who remembers this movie. So Jaws came out. So they wanted to do a bunch of
lookalikes.
Yeah. So there was Orca. Who in the chat saw Orca?
That's it. That's what they called it. Orca.
Yes, they called it Orca.
It doesn't like Jaws has like
Richard Harris. Yeah.
Scary connotation, but like Orca just sounds like, I don't know. Doesn't sound scary. Just what it is.
A quick Google search says orcas have never killed in the wild, but there have been instances of things like threatening by tipping boats and ice and etc.
I wouldn't fuck with him. So I'm on Adam's side. Like, let's not tempt fate.
Right.
Yeah.
If they find a baby out in the water, they're gonna eat it.
And remember, they're really fucking smart.
Well, just any animal in general. Don't try to take a selfie with it, please.
Good point. Like that stupid guy who was trying to get a picture of that moose.
Or a buffalo.
And the moose went like
polar
this,
bear,
and he jumped to the ground, which is probably the best thing he could have done because moose are vicious.
Dangerous.
They
killed a woman. They killed a
Yeah.
woman here in Sweden, and the police arrested the husband because they couldn't figure out why. And they didn't know. They just found her like mangled in the woods, and they were like, "Well, you killed her," and he's like, "I didn't." And then like they were doing forensic and they found moose hairs. And it was like turned out a moose had trampled her. But they're vicious, dude. They'll attack you. I've seen a moose when I was on my bike. I was pretty close to it, and I'm like, I'm ready to fucking take off in case, because they'll come after you.
Well, dude, if you're ever in the north up here, like I'll be going up north, possibly Montana.
I'm excited to hear about that.
Like fucking bears, dude. They're no joke up there. They're no joke. So, I will totally not be packing heat at all. I will not be. If I was on Rumble,
if you were on Rumble, though,
if I was on Rumble, I'd say I'd be packing heat.
Bear spray.
Yes, that really hot bear spray. Yeah.
The bears can smell the menstruation. Andrew Matthews for £2 Was it Ghost Steph that knocked over the figure? No, Ghost Steph like defiled my fucking room though. And we will deal with that.
It's
still there.
See,
because I am
looks like
biding
he's
my
staring
time.
at you.
Do you see him?
It looks like he's staring at you.
You know what he's doing? He's
Hatred
staring
in
at
his
Cyclops' ass because he's gay.
Oh, he's looking down. Okay.
He's a new homo as well.
He is looking down. Now it's an old homo, right?
Well, that's true. Very old.
Look at that.
Okay.
Cyclops with his yellow underwear on.
Cyclops looks like he's just like, oh my God, he's still looking at my ass, doesn't he?
God damn it.
X-Ray Girl, them defecating proctograms are real bad. Be real bad. They be real bad.
Sorry,
we're gonna get out of here. Right at 2 hours, dude.
That's from Hemorrhoid Hurts. Also, you gotta.
Yeah,
I didn't see that.
It's kind of important.
No. Oh God.
Akui for 75 Uruguayan pesos. Orcas never attack humans because they are super intelligent and know if they kill one of us, many more will come with pointy sticks. Yes.
That's true. All right.
Yep.
That's good. It's good they know.
Don't fuck with
That's
the
true.
humans. We look delicious, but we are vicious. Ooh, that rhymes. We
Maybe
look
we're not
delicious, but we
delicious.
are vicious.
Hey.
Maybe
they
we
tried it
are.
and they were like, nah.
Oh, Army Hammer would know. All right.
I was
What
gonna
do
make
we
another
have
homo
coming
joke, but I
up?
think they're
Oh,
dry.
why not? If you were on Rumble, you'd make that joke.
If I was on Rumble, Kill Gannon. Another one dropped one real quick before we end it. In 2012, a group of orcas in New Zealand circled around a group of swimmers, keeping a great white shark at bay until they could reach safety.
Wow, that's so sweet.
That's pretty cool. All
That
right,
is cool. And then
Learn
they
something
ate
new
the
every day.
shark because they will fuck sharks up.
Oh, that's true.
They'll also fuck them up and not even eat them.
Your brick
Ooh,
house.
what's that?
You get your with your brick house thing. You get your little your
Shaker
jar
cup.
for your drink, and it's a shaker cup with an orange
Nice.
testicle. There you go.
Oh,
And,
I love orange testicles.
there you go.
Wow.
Yeah, orange is my favorite color. I mean, if I had to choose.
Orange.
By
is
the
an-
way, testicles are all pure pearly white. By the way, I've actually.
Oh, I
seen
didn't need to
mine.
know that. So orange, underused color. Also, you can't rhyme anything with orange.
Okay,
Uh-huh.
I'm not gonna try.
There is one thing that kind of
You're
works.
you're not gonna ask me how I know that.
I don't want to.
No, I'm
My
trying to
balls
move
are
right
pearly
past
white.
that. Okay. How do you know that testicles are pearly white, Adam?
Because I split my nutsack open skateboarding.
Oh God! See, I
professionally.
didn't want to know.
And it was a big freaking hole,
How,
and I
how big?
saw
Oh,
them
like 2
about
inches?
an
Okay.
inch and a half.
It's like
Wow.
a girl thing. They're like, okay, I want to know more about the gross shit. No, see, when another male hears about another man's testicles splitting open, we feel it. It hurts our soul.
You have no idea. The doctor told me I was a millimeter away from my nuts
Being a girl.
exploding. Yo.
I don't ever want to hear this. I don't ever want to hear it again.
Yeah, it was really bad. It was
How
bad.
many dudes cup their nuts in the chat right now? You know you did, and it's okay.
You have no idea. It was very, very painful. I was bedridden basically for
Oh
about 2
God.
weeks.
Did they stitch it?
No,
Oh, yeah.
we don't need to talk about this anymore.
Sorry.
Stitched it up.
The medical person in me wants to know. I'm sorry.
Stitched it up.
I would give
Yeah.
up our nuclear secrets if somebody went down there with my fucking stitching with my balls and shit. I'd talk, okay?
Well, the stitching wasn't the bad part, actually.
No, getting your balls blasted for real.
No. It was perfectly in the center. The doctor said if it was a millimeter in either direction, you would only have one nut.
I'm sorry, Chad. They won't stop.
Wow.
Who
Did you
knows?
have to-
My son might have been,
Okay, never mind.
might not be a thing.
Yeah, we're gonna go now. Adam, what do you got coming up besides getting your fucking balls blasted?
This was years. Whoa. I'm just doing my show. I've got some new stuff I'm working on. Really excited about. I love my son. He's bringing me out of my internet world and back into reality. So I'm doing things because I don't want him to see screens. So whenever
That's
I'm
good.
hanging out with them,
That's good.
I'm rediscovering stuff that I like, things that I have that I haven't touched in forever. It's just, it's great. I'm just reading books to him books that I used to have. I found my Where the Wild Things Are book, and I wrote my name in every single page.
Oh,
At a different age year. So like I have like my name written when I was 4, and then when I was 5, and then when I was 7, and when I was 8, and it's like I have my name and then the age that I was. So I was like, this is so cool. So I'm gonna give it to him and see if he writes his name with his age in the book.
oh, it's awesome.
That's
We'll just-
cute.
No,
Make
it's
it
good.
easier.
It's good. Getting out of this the internet, the daily
Yeah.
internet shit and just doing
It's been
normal
glorious.
shit. It's been
Yeah. my mental health is improving like crazy.
Yeah, like consciously, like I've been closed in the house too much, so I do this like 5-mile walk, and that has been like so good for my soul in every fucking
and it's
human
been
way.
warmer outside too, guys.
It's been great. Oh, it was 80. It was 80
Oh
degrees.
my God,
Sun,
the sun.
I felt the sunshine. You see
The
how
vitamin D?
white I am? I am
Mhm.
very white right now. All right. Actually, you're
You
pretty
are all
white
the time.
too.
I know. Compared to Gary, he
No,
gets all
I
the
know.
sun.
Look at
I was-
Gary.
I was out in the sun.
I know. I can't wait. I
Ah,
can't wait.
it's great. And like Texas is like, it's the spring in Texas is so fucking rad.
Oh,
it is,
yeah, I
it
bet.
is absolutely rad. So
Mhm.
yeah, it's good. And then, going to Peru, I got that travel bug, right? So I was so ready to come home. And then like, by the time I was home, about a month, I'm like, I want to go on another. So,
Yeah.
I can't wait to show you guys Sweden. There's some.
I
cool
can't wait to
places
see it,
I
dude.
can
I can't
take
wait
you
to go back to Europe. I can't wait. And we will do, wait, we got some member chat. Hang
Yeah.
on. Okay. With everyone having a camera in their phone, why aren't we seeing a ton of evidence now? That makes me very skeptical of UFOs. We just don't know what it's real, but there's thousands of reports constantly. Go to MUFON, go to Mutual UFO Network. And they basically, all they do is log reports. And there are tons.
Yeah.
Tons.
I don't believe them when I see them.
Yeah, the thing is, like, so much on Twitter and UFO Twitter in particular are bullshit. Like, there's a picture going around that I want to be real of a little fucking pill flying over Mars, and it looks like the Tic Tac. It looks like a silver version of the Tic Tac. I can't believe it's real.
There's a lot of these things. There's this YouTube channel. I forget the name of it. They debunk a lot of this stuff. They're very good at doing graphics or After Effects and whatnot, and they know all the programs. They're like, oh, they use this, and this, and then they recreate it themselves. And it's like, you
need to go back through the old stuff. If you can find old episodes of Sightings, which was a show that aired on Fox, just go to older UFO. Go watch Out of the Blue. It's an early James Fox documentary. Definitely watch I Know What I Saw, which is about the Phoenix Lights. I
haven't watched that. I need to watch that.
That one's great.
Watch that.
It's not. It's all just witness and like fairly close to when it happened. Not like 20 years away. Yeah, pre-CGI. And look at the older stuff caught on VHS tape and stuff. That's a lot of that shit is crazy. Jose Taco, a traveler, says, glad you didn't move to Fredericksburg. The place is on fire. Also, I like how Tolkien basically put in Lord of the Rings world what he thinks happened to Atlantis. Yes. Well, Tolkien was going off of mythology. But for him, it was, I would say, a little bit of Atlantis and flood and Noah's flood too. So, Hope for $5 says old USA is very haunted, especially old Paleo Children's Hospital. Polio. Why did I say paleo? Polio Children's Hospitals. My buddy sheltered in one overnight and heard kids laughing, running, and bouncing balls. I want to do that. I definitely want to do that because that shit does not scare me.
I would do it.
I love it.
Be so scared.
I want X-ray to go in there too.
No.
Yes.
God, it's gonna be like the Blair Witch Project.
Hail Nerdrotic Live. F our British government. I'm not taking flags down. British flag emoji. Hell, don't do it. Put more up. Buy more. I have a British flag. I love the British flag. It's hanging on my ceiling right there.
Nice.
Union Jack. I want to get an English one. Chris Rose, Traveler says, the Dalai Lama walks into a pizza place, says, make me one with everything. Matthew Hammond for $2 41 years ago. Today, Gary, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, Plouchy, did nothing wrong. Plouch. Unsubscribed podcast had his kid on. Go watch that episode. You guys are the best, says Lisa. Oh, you're too kind. And had a kidney stent and catheter removed awake. You're definitely awake. That's
sedation. Like they do it while awake.
Why did you do it when you were awake? Hemorrhoid hurts for $2 Australian. Crazy bastard.
You never truly live.
Unless it's from your back, then they should have put you out.
So you've had a catheter removed and you're awake. That's when you feel alive.
Oh my God.
Hell no. Passing kidney stones in prison. That was the fucking worst. I thought I was going to fucking die.
No.
It's not the first time I thought I was going to fucking die in prison. I got super sick in prison too. I got down to 130 pounds.
Whoa, shit.
I had a stomach
That's
virus.
small.
And they're fucking a bunch of idiots in there. So they didn't know what the hell.
Tall too.
Dude,
That's
they thought I had AIDS. I thought I had AIDS. And I'm like, I don't know, maybe I fucked some fucking skanky hoe, which I did. So but no, I just I had a stomach virus. But I'll find I have a picture of me and I look like Auschwitz, dude. Like,
wow.
It's bad. It's bad. 130 pounds.
That's really
I'm
small for me.
normally like
I'm sure that's gonna be offensive to someone out there
I
on
don't
the
care.
internet.
I don't care. If you saw a picture, you go, oh,
Therefore,
really?
you definitely have to post the picture.
Yeah.
Then.
So I don't. Well, I mean, I'm not going to gross you out. Yes, I passed the kidney stones.
You can't
in
gross
prison.
me out. I just told you about my pearly
lot
white
of
nuts,
blood.
and you got freaked out.
A lot of blood came out of a thing that blood should not come out of.
His
And
That
pee-pee
sounds
hole.
horrifying.
Fucking hurt. Like you felt every molecule of it. Damn. Everyone has AIDS. Yeah, dude. And the thing was, like, I was in a
How old
lot of
were you?
pain. This was I was in prison, so I was like 22.
Oh God,
Damn.
you're so
I did a lot of
young.
drugs.
I feel
I-
like young for a freaking
All the drugs,
well,
maybe.
all
Yeah.
the drugs. So I was dehydrated a lot because I did a lot of speed
Oh,
Mhm.
and drink soda and shitty food and fucking food out of dumpsters and shit. So like, yeah, no shit, no wonder. But
Yeah.
what's funny is the guys like knew I was going through it. They were very like. It was funny is they were really nice. They were kind.
You want some
You know,
ramen, young
You
man?
don't get a lot of kindness in prison, but they're like, "Are you okay, dude?" And I'm like
Aw.
walking out like, "No,
Piss and blood. Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
okay."
Damn.
So you know it has to be bad when fucking convicts are like, "Bro, are you okay?" Oh God, that was fun.
Memories.
Memories.
Mhm.
X-Ray Girl, what do you got coming up?
Tomorrow on, I think I'm playing Split Fiction with Kara sometime in the evening, and then I guess Real BBC on Tuesday. So
Real BBC on
Exciting.
Tuesday.
there is another super chat. Metal Slave for $5. We look delicious, but we are vicious. Gary, you're a rapper, professional gamer, and Az is tech support. Awesome.
Wow.
That's right.
That was
add it
so
to the list.
crazy.
It was I was trying to call Az couldn't get his fucking stream up, right? So I'm trying to call Az. I call Garrett. I call X-Ray Girl because I know what the problem is. Now I don't know if I communicated it enough to X-Ray Girl, but I had this problem like with the same roadcaster, and there's a switch you have to hit, otherwise your sound is going to come out of two channels and it'll double up.
It was very annoying.
It's very annoying. And it has something
Yeah.
to do with turning on and off the mix minus, the main mix.
It's
Especially
literally so
Discord.
stupid.
It's just
Yeah.
a fucking button. But man, you like if you didn't know where to like troubleshoot it at all, it would perplex you forever. And it did.
Az has had this problem for the last like 3 weeks.
Well, it's because he got the new roadcaster. He never calls me because he doesn't want to ask me for help. It would kill him to ask me for technical help. And I'm like, all right, I could totally fucking help you, but don't ask me. It would literally kill him.
Well, the internet would never let it go.
I
It
know.
clearly is. Oh my gosh.
All right. Thanks, everybody. We'll be back next week. Garrett will not be on next week. Garrett has
No.
Garrett's got some family stuff to do next weekend. So he'll be back in a
We
couple
miss
weeks.
you, Garrett.
Miss you.
Yes.
We'll be back
Go check
next
out.
week.
Go check out Normal World. It's awesome.
Yes.
Do we have a guest next week?
Yes, we do.
Mark
We have
is- Mark-
Mark Young,
Mark Young.
biologist.
So
Mhm.
yeah, I met
Awesome.
him at the first Cosmic Summit. He is legit. He is a legit academic with an open mind. The one
Mhm.
Love
kinds
that.
we
I
know,
love those.
and a really good dude. Really, really nice guy. So give him a
Excellent.
fine welcome next week.
Mhm.
Yeah, it'll be a fun
Look forward to
conversation.
it.
No talk of new homos, I don't think.
No, well,
No.
he'd
Maybe.
laugh.
I mean, you never know.
See. You never see.
We leave room for new homos here on the show.
Always.
When I run into like certain like, no offense to anybody in the chat, because like we are the same. We are all
We're all homos here.
We're all a bunch of homo nerds. That's all we are. But then like you meet somebody in academia is like, I watch your stuff. I'm all, you do?
Huh?
I'm sorry.
That's like when somebody like when the exterminator comes over or something and goes, I know. Oh, you're on YouTube. Well, check out your channel. I go, well, okay, I got to do a little preamble before you go there.
Right.
I do cover movies. I'm a little salty. Just to let you know. Just to let you know. But all right. Thanks, everybody. Have a good night. Thanks to the Nerdrotics. Thanks to everyone who left a super chat and donation. You help keep the lights on. We love this show. Thanks to my co-hosts. We will see you next week.
Bye.
Welcome to the Forbidden Frontier.